welcome back. Another episode of Post-Fades Cheesesteaks. A little bit of a different style today. We have just myself, Dakota. Tim and I have been super busy, so it's been hard to coordinate getting on the same schedule. So he kind of suggested I could just roll one out, on my own, and he self-dubbed this style of episode with just me as Gazelle's Guidance. I think it's a lovely name. So going forward, any any episodes with just myself will be known as Gazelle's Guidance. So, but yeah, so today we'll kind of I'll be going through the NFL schedule for all the teams. So we'll take the Eagles schedule, which we already went through that, gave them a record and win losses. So I'll go through those and we'll see how far we get. We'll go through that, probably hit the playoffs, and then maybe pick a Super Bowl winner. And this is all super early. Obviously, we'll do a legit prediction once the season starts. But sports world has been, pretty busy. We have Phillies are continue to disappoint. Like I said, they'll score 10 runs or they'll score 1 run, and apparently they cannot beat the Mets this year. Love that. Obviously, Sixers are out of the playoffs. Flyers didn't make the playoffs because they're abysmal. They need somebody to come in there and buy that team. It can't be run by Comcast anymore. It's just not. It just doesn't work like that anymore. We did have the UEFA Championship on Saturday. It was a game between Liverpool and Real Madrid. Real Madrid won. It was a good game. For not being much of a soccer watcher, I would say. It was interesting to see the dynamic of Liverpool really pushing on the attacking end for most of the first half. And then, Real Madrid just made their opportunities count. And Real Madrid's goalie was on point. He single-handedly kept them in that game throughout that first half, making really, really clutch saves. There obviously was a little confusion on that one goal that got called back, but Real Madrid won anyway, so it didn't really matter. They ended up winning 1-0. So that was that. Liverpool had a really great season. I know statistically that was like fairly historic for what they were able to do. But Real Madrid, as we've seen in sports, they just caught fire and, just took it all the way to the chip. We've seen that in sports a lot. The Braves kind of did that. We had, I forget who, even Milwaukee really did that. And right now we have the Celtics. Celtics did really poorly heading into the midway point of the NBA season. Caught fire, was the best second half team in the league, and then now they're in. When I'm recording this today, it's Sunday, and they are. Do they play today? Well, they're in Game 7 against the Heat. Yeah, they play today, 8:30. So by the time you're hearing this, it'll be Monday. So everything I just said will be invalid. So we'll see. For that, I originally thought Heat in 7. So I'll stick with that. I think the Heat. Celtics, if the Celtics get through, I think the Celtics have a better chance to beat Golden State than the Heat do, just because of the Titans they had to go through. They swept Brooklyn, and then they came through and beat Milwaukee, and now they're giving the number 1 seed Heat the business. So we'll see. I know I was wrong about Golden State. Could just be that that's how the cards felt, but I thought that they were a year ahead. I thought they needed one more year to keep building this team up to get back to that, superstar Golden State repeat champ mentality, that style of team. But they came together there. Steph and Clay are playing lights out. Draymond's got his defense on point. So there's a good chance they could win another chip, which is wild. So, but what else we got in sports? I think that's it. So we'll get right into the Gazelle's guidance for this episode. So I will break down, like I said, these NFL schedules and start in the NFC East. So like I said, when we left off, the Eagles going 11-6, 5-1 in the division, 8-4 in the conference. I think they're going to be nice. I mean, every year I think that, but this 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 team feels something about them. Like it's just there's a seeing all this family first and putting in the work stuff and always competing, and I feel like they got a good base. They're bonding well with all the teammates are very positive right now. So vibes are there. We just needs to convert to the field. Jalen needs to come to play. We'll see. But got to crack open a cold one for this. Golden Road, please sponsor us. Just give us free beer. Honestly, that's all I want. Mango Card is phenomenal. Give you a nice ASMR can opening here. It could be really loud. I don't know, but I hope you enjoyed it. Anyways, let's start with the NFC East. And give me one moment because this shit is wonky. Plus, my ugly mug is right here on the screen. So we will let's go to our beloved, and by beloved, I mean most hated Dallas Cowboys. Dallas is a weird team. They lost a lot of players this offseason, and they still have talent, but they lost Amari. Defense was better, so I think they'll continue to be decent. But I still think the Eagles take this division. So let's go through it. They got a brutal week 1 against the Bucks, so I'll give Tampa that. And then they have another game against the Bengals. I feel like Dallas usually starts out hot and then finishes cold, so I'll give them the dub there. I think they take care of the Giants. I think the Giants are going to have a rough year. They're going to be rebuilding. I'm going to say Washington stuns them. Week 4. Week 5, I'll take the Rams. We already had them beating the Eagles week 6. Week 7, they'll take care of the Lions. Week 8, they'll take care of the Bears. I'll take Aaron Rodgers over them. I will. They also have a stupid easy schedule. Let's see. I feel like the Vikings give them trouble. I'll let the Vikings get a dub there. They'll beat the Giants. I think the Colts could be good this year. And Tim kind of said that as well. Let's take the Colts. They'll beat Houston. They'll beat the Jags. I could see them losing one of these. You know what? I'm gonna take the. You know what? Give me the Jaguars week 15. I think they come out, they smoke Texans, and then they come back the next week against another weak team, presumably weak team, and they they overthink it, drop a big game. Eagles come back week 16, beat them, they split the series. But then I will give them the nod. I'll say they'll beat Tennessee and they'll beat Washington to end the season. That puts them at 9-8. I think that's fitting for their roster right now. I don't think Mike McCarthy is a good coach. I think Dak's a top 12 quarterback, top 10 when he's healthy and playing smart. But yeah, I'll give Dallas a 9-8 record. Not gonna spend too much time on each team because obviously there's a lot of teams to get through. So kind of rounding this out. Giants, they're gonna be rough this year. Week 1, let's take Titans. Week 2, I could see them beating the Panthers. Get them one dub at least under their belt. Then week 4, I think Justin Fields is going to be starting. Let's take the Bears. And then they're going to go through a little stretch here. Let's take the Packers, and then for the Ravens, week 6. I'll give them. Let's see. I'll give them. I'm feeling the Jags, man. I'll take the Jags to upset the Giants. I'll give the Giants a sneaky win against the Seahawks. Then they get the bye. Texans are also a weird team, man. Let's take the Giants. Lions got to win one of these games. Take the Giants. And then honestly, I don't think they win another game. I'll take Washington. Then we have Philly winning. I'll take Washington again. Vikings, Colts, Birds being in week 18. That puts them at 4-13. I think that's pretty realistic for what's going on with that team right now. Let's go to Washington. So Washington, we have week 1, Jags. They're at home. Not that that's an advantage because I went to an Eagles. Well, Eagles game is obviously different, but went to an Eagles game at Commanders Field or whatever they call it, FedEx Field, and it was basically an Eagles home game. I'll give them. You know what? I'll let them start off a little hot here. I'll give them a week 1 win. They'll beat the Lions, lose to the Eagles week 3, beat Dallas week 4. Then it's going to go downhill a bit. Let's go Titans week 5. Let's go beat the Chicago. I think Washington's decent. They'll beat Chicago week 6. I'll take the Packers. I think the Colts might end up sweeping the NFC East. Or I think they just did with that week 8 win. The Vikings are also a weird team. I'll take Washington to beat them. Let's see. Texans got to win a couple games here. Let's take Houston to upset them. I'll take the Falcons to upset them. They drop back-to-back huge games. Beat the Giants on a bye. Beat the Giants again. Lose to San Fran. Lose to Cleveland. What does that put them at? 7-10. I think they're a 7-10 team. I think that's good. Yeah. So that puts the NFC East at Eagles winning at 11-6. I won a division. Cowboys at 9-8. Washington 7-10. Giants 4-13. Stay in the NFC. We'll start with the Vikings. And we're 3-1 against the NFC East, so that's that's something. Week 1 against Green Bay. At home. Could they shock the Packers? You know what? I could see it. I could see the Vikings starting out. Watch this. Week 1 they win. Week 2 they beat the Eagles. Week 3 they beat the Lions. Week 4 they beat the Saints. They start 4-0. Everyone's gonna start losing their shit. All right. However, week 5 lose to Chicago. Week 6 lose to Arizona or lose to the Dolphins. Go on a bye. Lose to the Cardinals. Lose to Washington. So they went 4-0 and then dropped 4 straight. I'm going to have them lose to the Bills. Then they're going to beat the Cowboys. Patriots. Let's say the Patriots win. They'll beat the Jets. I had them beat the Lions once. How the Lions get one sneaky win in there. Take the Colts. Take them. No, I had them beat. They'll split with the Packers. They'll split with Chicago. What's that put them at? 8-9. I think that's about right. I can see that. Let's go with the Packers, who will still be a good team even without Aaron Rodgers. Take a little sip here, getting parched. Gazelle's guidance, takes a toll on you. All right. So, like I said, I can see them losing to the Vikings week 1 in like a shocker game. But then I'm gonna bounce back, beat Chicago. Green Bay versus Tampa in Tampa. I'm gonna take Brady. Then they play the Patriots back to back. That's kind of funny. I'll have them rebound against Belichick. They beat the Jets, beat the Giants, beat Washington. Oh, they go on a bit of a 4-game win streak. Lose to the Bills. I like the Bills. Lose an inexcusable game to the Lions. Week 9. People start getting scared. Beat the Cowboys week 10. Beat the Titans week 11. Drop one to the Birds. Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. Give him that dub. Rams. Ooh. Excuse me. What are they at? 9-5. Well, take away this win, so they're 8-5. Going to the bye. I'll take the Rams. They'll beat the Dolphins, beat the Vikings, and beat the Lions. So they'll go on a 3-game win streak to end the season. 11-6. I think that's fitting for them. Let's go to Detroit. Oh, Detroit. So we had week 1, they lost to the Birds. Week 2, they lost to the Washington Commanders. Week 3, they lost to the Vikings. Week 4, they're going to lose to Seattle. Week 5, they're going to lose to New England. Week 7, they're going to lose to the Lions. How about this? Week 8, they lose to the Dolphins. So they're 0-8. They welcome Aaron Rodgers and the Packers to their home stadium, Ford Field. Week 9, they get that dub over Aaron Rodgers. You know how big that is? Then, you know what? Ride the train. Give them another win against Chicago the week after. Because then they're going to lose again. I can only see them beating division teams, honestly. Lose to the Giants, lose to the Bills, lose to the Jags. I like the Jaguars to be a solid team. Solid as, better than last year. Then they're going to lose to the Vikings. I'll give the Jets a dub. Lose to the Panthers. I had them beat Chicago, so now they'll lose to Chicago. And the season losing to Green Bay. So, what does that give them? 4-13. That's a little generous. That might be a little generous. Does that add up to 17? Yeah. Okay. Last but not least, we have the Bears, who I already did half their record. Week 1 against San Fran. Yeah, I'm taking San Fran. Week 2 against Green Bay. I have Green Bay winning. Let's give let's see. Houston's got to get a win or two here. Take Houston week 3. Then I get Bears winning back-to-back week 4 and 5 against the Vikings and the Giants. Then they lose to Washington, lose to New England, lose to Dallas, lose to Miami, lose to the Lions, go on a 4-game losing streak. Let's get a dub over the Falcons, dub over the Jets, lose to the Packers, lose to the Eagles, lose to the Bills, beat the Lions, lose to the Vikings. 5-12. Justin Fields' first year, yeah, as a full starter. Although he did play half of last year. So, but team's not good, I don't think. So let's 5-12. Startups at the NFC North. We got Packers 11-6, Vikings 8-9, Chicago 5-12, Detroit 4-13. Let's go to the NFC West. The Rams. Week 1, Bills and Rams. You know what? I told you I like the Bills. I'm gonna take the Bills week 1. Beat the Super Bowl winning team. Week 2, they got the Falcons. I'll take the Rams. Week 3 against the Cardinals. I'll take the Rams. Niners. I'll take the Niners. A little rematch. Week 5, I had them beating the Cowboys. Week 6, they'll beat the Panthers. Let's see. I'll have them split with San Fran. So I had San Fran winning, then I'll have them win out the bye. Ooh. Tampa. Let's say Tom gets his revenge. Beats them. And I had them beat Arizona. Well, I'm split with Arizona. Beat the Saints. Lose to the Chiefs. And then I think they run the table after that. So let's say they lose to the Chiefs. Week 12, they'll be 6-5 week 12. Okay. They have a tough beginning. Beat Seattle, beat Las Vegas, beat the Packers, beat Denver, beat the Chargers, beat Seattle to finish on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game win streak to go 11-6. Nah, they're gonna go 12. You know what? Oh, you know why? Because I picked the Raiders by accident. I meant that. So yeah, they're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 game win streak to go 12-5, going real smoking hot into the playoffs. Take Arizona next. KC. I'll have KC win their home opener over Arizona. I'll have Arizona bounce back against the Raiders. Actually, yeah, because I'm gonna have them lose to the Rams. So start 1-3. Then we'll go beat the Panthers. They'll beat the Eagles, maybe. Lose week 6 to Seattle. Lose to the Saints week 7. Beat the Vikings. Beat Seattle the next week. Beat the Rams. Beat the 49ers. Go on a nice little 4-game win streak. Lose to the Chargers. Go into the bye. Beat the Patriots out of the bye. Lose to Denver. Beat Tom Brady. Lose to the Falcons. Lose to the 49ers. So very hot and cold for this team. 9-8. You know what? I'll give them the winner of the Niners week 18, actually. That puts them at 10-7. I think that's a little better. 10-7 for them. And then we have, San Francisco. Went at home against Chicago. Let's say they beat Seattle, lose to Denver and Russell. I almost said Russell Westbrook. Russell Wilson. Beat the Rams, so they start 3-1. Beat the Panthers. Beat the Falcons. I'll give. You know what? Let's say they beat KC. Little Super Bowl rematch. Lose to the Rams. Going to the bye. Lose to the Chargers. Lose to the Falcons. Beat the Saints. Lose to the Dolphins. Lose to the Patriots. Or excuse me. Lose to the Buccaneers. Beat Seattle again. Lose to Washington. Or no, beat Washington. Beat the Raiders. Tennis. Wait. Oh, excuse me. A lot of excuses me going on here. Beat the Raiders. 10-7 as well. I think they'll, yeah, stick with that. 10-7. And then Seattle. Oh, Seattle. Lose week 1 to Denver. Lose week 2 to the Niners. First dub week 3 against Falcons. Beat the Lions. Lose to the Saints. Beat the Cardinals. Lose to the Chargers. Lose to the Giants. Lose to the Cardinals the second time around. Lose to the Buccaneers. Lose to the Raiders. Lose to the Rams. They'll beat Carolina. I'll give them 1. Lose to San Fran. Lose to KC. Beat the Jets. Lose to the Rams. 5-12. Seattle Seahawks. Yikes. Alrighty. So NFC West. Rams 12-5. Cardinals 10-7. Niners 10-7. Seattle 5-12. I think the Niners and the Cardinals and the Rams are all gonna. 4-2, 4-2, and 3-3 in their divisions. I think they're all gonna kind of split games here. It's possible one might run away, and I think injuries will impact one of these teams more than likely. So we'll see how that pans out. Moving on to the NFC South. Almost forgot where we were. Buccaneers. So week 1, W against the Cowboys. They played the Cowboys week 1 last year, I'm pretty sure, too. Saints, I do not have high hopes for this year. They could be okay. Bucks beat them, beat the Packers, go on a 3-game win streak, lose to Patty Mahomes. There's no way they're going to beat both Green Bay and Kansas City. I just don't see that. Beat the Falcons, beat the Steelers, beat the Panthers. I'm going to say they're going to lose the Ravens in a little shocker. Then they beat LA, they beat Seattle, lose to the Browns, presuming Watson's playing, beat the Saints, beat the San Francisco 49ers. I'll give the Bengals a dub, give Arizona a dub. They'll beat Carolina and beat the Falcons. They have a fairly easy schedule, 12-5. Yeah, I can see that. 12-5 is the best team in the NFC. I forget what it was last year, but all right. Go to Saints. Week 1, I'll give them a week 1 win against the Falcons. Lose to the Bucks week 2. Beat the Panthers week 3. Lose to the Vikings. Beat the Seahawks. Lose to the Bengals. Beat the Cardinals. Lose to the Raiders. Lose to the Rams. Lose to the Steelers. Lose to oh jeez. They're gonna go on a bit of an L streak here. Raiders, Ravens, Steelers, Rams, Niners. You know what? That's gonna be tough. I'll give them a win over the Steelers because that's a lot of losing. Yeah, lose to the Niners, lose to the Bucks, beat the Falcons, lose to the Browns, surprise win against the Eagles, beat the Panthers. 8-9. I think that's fair. I can see them going 8-9 with mediocre play from Jameis Winston or whoever the fuck's playing quarterback. Let me get the Falcons, who are already 2-8, so I don't have high hopes for them. Lost to the Saints week 1, then they lose to the Rams. Oh geez, lose to the Rams, the Seahawks, lose to the Browns, lose to the Buccaneers, lose to the 49ers. And I'll give them a win against the Bengals, a win against the Panthers. Chargers are going to beat them week 9. I'll give the Panthers a split. Chicago is going to sneak a win out of them. They'll beat Washington. Steelers beat them. Going to the bye, lose to the Saints. Lose to the Ravens. Surprise upset over the Cardinals. Lose to the Bucks. 4-13. I don't think they're going to be good this year. I think it's going to be rough for them. Same with the Panthers, who are already 2-10. All right, week 1, they'll lose to the Browns. Week 2, they'll they'll lose the Giants apparently. Week 3, L, 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 L. Wow, they're not going to win for a while. They're going to go 0-9. Let's give them a win over the Falcons. Shocker over the Ravens. Lose to the Broncos. Lose to the Seahawks. Beat the Steelers. Beat the Lions. Lose to the Bucks and Saints. Puts them at 4-13. I think that's appropriate. Unfortunately, I think Matt Rule gets fired. I just don't think this team is very good. So they'll probably get rid of Darnold after that. Move on to the guy they drafted the next year or halfway through or whatever. So, all right, that wraps up the NFC. So we had NFC South, Bucks at 12-5, Saints at 8-9, Falcons 4-13, Panthers 4-13. I have a lot of 4-13 teams, so we'll see what happens there. Next, we'll start with the AFC East. Very high on the Bills. Let's go with Bills week 1 win over the Rams. That's a great game. I'm going to go week 2. They beat Titans. I'm going to say week 3. They drop a bad game against the Dolphins. Gets them reset. Beat the Ravens. Beat the Steelers. They're going to have a really good game against KC. Going to beat KC. They're going to beat Green Bay. They're going to prove that they are the team at the bye. Beat Green Bay. They're going to drop a really stupid game against the Jets. It always happens. Beat the Browns. Beat the Lions. They're going to beat New England. They're going to, I don't know, sweep New England? I think they're significantly better than New England. Nah, New England's going to get one. Beat the Jets, beat the Dolphins. I don't feel good about the Dolphins. Beat the Bears. They're going to beat New England the final week of the season. That puts them at 13-3. I'm going to have them beat the Bengals. Puts them at 14-3. I'm telling you, I like the Bills. All right, Dolphins. Week 1 against the Patriots. See, I don't know what to do with the Patriots. They could be good. They could be bad. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of hype around the Dolphins. I'll have them win week 1. Patriots sometimes don't start out super hot. They're like the Eagles. They start out the season a little slow, and then they finish really strong. Then they'll lose to the Ravens. Then they're going to lose to the Bills. Then they're going to lose to the Bengals. Week 5, they'll beat the Jets. Then I'll have them beat Minnesota, lose to the Steelers week 7. They beat the Lions. They beat Chicago, lose to the Browns, beat the Texans, beat San Fran, lose to the Chargers week 14. Excuse me. Week 15, they lose to the Bills. Wow. This is a fucking stretch. So week 14, the Dolphins play the Chargers. Then next week they play the Bills. And then the next week they play the Packers. I think they're going to lose all 3 of those because they are not ready for that moment. Week 17, I had to beat the Patriots once. They'll lose to the Pats, then they'll beat the Jets. Puts them at 9-8. I think they're about a 500 team. Honestly, considering every time I feel like I gave them a loss and all the other schedules I was doing, that's not bad. All right, let's go to New England. So week 1, they lost the Dolphins. Week 2, I'll have them bounce back against the Steelers. Week 3, I'll have them beat the Ravens. Week 4, lose to Green Bay. Week 5, shocker loss to the Lions, lose to the Browns. So they are now on a 3-game lose streak. Beat the Jets, lose to the Colts. No, you know what? I'll have them beat the Colts. They'll beat the Colts, go into the bye, beat the Jets, beat the Vikings, beat the Bills once, lose to the Cardinals, lose to the Raiders, lose to the Bengals, beat the Dolphins, lose to the Bills. 9-8. I can see them and the Dolphins being 9-8 for sure. And the Jets, Jets, Jets. Week 1, they're going to lose to the Ravens. Week 2, they're going to lose to the Browns. Week 3, they're going to lose to the Bengals. I'll have them beat the Steelers week 4, get their first dub early in. Then they're going to lose to the Dolphins, the Bengals. They're going to lose to the Broncos week 7. Lose to the Patriots week 8. Lose to the Bills week 9. Lose to the Patriots week 11 out their bye. Lose to the Bears, the Vikings, the Bills. I'll have them beat the Lions and the Jags. Lose to Seattle, lose to Miami. 3-14. Sorry, Jets fans. Alrighty. AFC East, we have the Bills, best division in the league so far, 14-3. Patriots and Dolphins at 9-8. Lowly Jets, Jets at 3-14. They did have a really good draft, though. I'll give them credit. I thought they had a really nice draft. But I don't like the quarterback. Let's go to AFC South. Colts. Week 1, they will beat the Houston Texans, and this is the Matt Ryan-led Colts. Week 2, they'll beat the Jags. Week 3, they're going to lose to KC. Week 4, they'll lose to the Titans. So they go 2-2. Then they start to get a little gusto going. I'll have them beat the Broncos, beat the Jags, beat the Titans the second time around. Oh, I don't know what that is. Beat Washington, lose to the Patriots, and have them lose to the Raiders. Beat the Colts, or excuse me. I'll have the Colts beat the Eagles. Colts beat the Steelers. Colts beat the Cowboys. So now they get hot. Have a bye. Beat the Vikings. Lose to the Chargers. Beat the Giants. Beat the Texans. What does that put them at? 12-5. I could see it. Titans. They're tough. You have Derrick Henry. You lost A.J. Brown. You drafted someone who's similar to him, but not proven. Tannehill's on the decline a little bit here. They drafted a rookie quarterback. Defense is, it's not bad. They got some good players. Obviously, Kevin Byard, one of my favorite safeties in the league. But let's see. Starting week 1, they beat the Giants. Week 2, they beat the Bills. Week 1, they beat the Giants. Week 2, they lose to the Bills. Week 3, I'll take the Raiders. Week 4, I have them beat the Colts. Then they beat Washington. Then they go into bye week 6. Week 7, they lose to the Colts. Week 8, they beat the Texans. Week 9. I'll have the Titans upset the Chiefs. I'll have the Broncos beat the Titans. Green Bay beats the Titans. Bengals beat the Titans. Titans beat Philly. Let's go with Titans beat the Jags. Lose to the Jags beat the Titans. Let's have the Titans beat the Chargers once. I feel like I've had everyone lose to the Chargers. They'll beat the Texans, lose to the Cowboys, beat the Jags. 9-8. I think they're going to go about 500, somewhere around there. Then we have the Jags. Lose to Washington. Lose to the Colts. Lose to the Chargers. Lose to the Eagles. First W is against the Texans. Then they're going to lose to the Colts again. They'll beat the Giants. They'll beat. Lose to the Broncos, lose to the Raiders, lose to the Chiefs. Bye week 11, week 12 come out of the bye, lose to the Ravens. Lose or beat the Lions, beat the Titans, beat the Cowboys, beat the Jets. 4-game win streak, and then they'll end on a losing streak. Lose the Texans, lose to the Titans. 7-10. Your Jacksonville Jaguars, I have going 7-10. We'll see. We'll see. I could see it. New coach. Doug Peterson's a new coach. I think Trevor Lawrence is gonna do a little better this year. They got to beefed up the line a little bit, so put some weapons. Got ATM back. We can see. And now we have the lowly Texans. May just be the worst team in the league, I think, this year. It's not going to be pretty. I don't remember who they hired. Was it Lovie Smith? Is he the head coach now? That's how relevant they are. Week 1, they will lose to the Colts. Week 2, they will lose to the Broncos. I'll give them a surprise win against the Bears because they're both pretty bad. Chargers win. Wait, why is that 10? Chargers win against the Texans. Texans lose to the Jags. Bye week. Raiders beat the Texans. Titans beat the Texans. Eagles beat the Texans. Giants beat the Texans. Give the Texans a dub over Washington. Dolphins beat them week 12. Browns beat the Texans week 13. Week 14, they lose to the Cowboys. Week 15, they lose to the Chiefs. 16, they lose to the Titans. Week 17, they'll beat the Jags. Week 18, they'll lose to the Colts. 3-14. But I had the Jets going, also 3-14. So I think those are going to be the worst two teams. I mean, one of them could probably only win 2 games. That's probably more likely, but I think 3 wins is feasible for both those teams, Jets and the Texans. Moving on. Well, that was the last. I don't think that was the end of the division. So, NFC South, we have Colts 12-5, Titans 9-8, Jags 7-10. Nice rebound year. Texans 3-14. Save the best division for last, so we'll go into the NFC North. AFC North. I keep saying NFC. Actually, before we do that, I want to make sure. There was something here with like numbers. I don't remember which team. Well, we'll go back to it when we need to. Anyways. Week 1, I must have been high. I had the Panthers beating the Browns. Did I do that? Where are the Bengals? I had the Panthers 4-13. Well, let's stick with it. Weird week 1 game against the Panthers. They blow it. Week 2, they beat the Jets. Week 3, we beat the Steelers. I don't think the Steelers are going to be good. They'll probably be around 500. Week 4, they beat the Falcons. Chargers are going to be nice this year. I'll have them beat the Browns. Browns beat New England because you got to realize Watson might not play that first couple games. So they have a couple easy wins here. Week 7, they'll split with the Ravens, I think. Let's take the Ravens early. Bengals early. Going to the bye. So they going into the bye. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. They go into the bye like 4-6. No, 4-4. I'm stupid. I can't count. Then they come out of the bye, beat the Dolphins, lose to the Bills, I'm getting ahead of myself. Week 10, they beat the Dolphins. Week 11, lose to the Bills. Week 12, beat the I still want to say Patriots when I see the Buccaneers because of Tom Brady. Week 12, beat the Buccaneers. Week 13, beat Houston. Split with the Bengals. Split with the Ravens. Oh, they're going to – wow. I don't know. I mean, if Deshaun Watson comes back and they're firing on all cylinders. So I have them going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games in a row. 7-game win streak. 12-5 for the Browns. We'll see. Let's go to the Bengals, defending AFC champs. Lost to the Rams in the Super Bowl. Let's give them a week 1 dub over the Steelers. drop a week 2 game against Dallas. Week 3, they beat the Jets. Week 4, they beat the Dolphins. Week 5, they'll split with the Ravens. I'll take the Ravens early. Week 6, they beat the Saints. Week 7, upset by the Falcons. Week 8, they'll beat the Browns. Week 9, they'll beat the Panthers. Week 11, let's take the Steelers. Another split. I guess they're going 3-3 in their division. Week 12, they'll beat the Titans. Week 13, Week 13. You know what? Let's have them beat the Chiefs. Have them beat the Chiefs. Why not? Week 14, they beat. Who am I even on? All right, the Bengals. Then it was the Browns week 14. 15, 16, they win against the Buccaneers and the Patriots. Drop a game against the Bills. Come back and beat the Ravens. So Bengals also have a nice, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finish 5-2 to end the year. Like that. 11-6. I think that's right for them. They beefed up that line a bit for Joe Burrow. Joe Burr got good. They have really good receivers. Some very underrated defense that played super well in the playoffs for them. So, and the lowly Steelers don't like them this year at all. But Mike Tomlin's the coach, so they'll find a way to win games. Let's go with the Bengals to beat them week 1. Oh, they're gonna. See, this is tough. Week 1, they lose to the Bengals. Week 2, they lose to the Patriots. Week 3, they lose to the Browns. I don't have them going to win to week 7. That's not a Mike Tomlin team. I'll have them beat the Jets, actually, week 4. We'll switch to Jets. So the Jets are now 2-15. They're garbage. Sorry, my Jets fans, Jets friends. Week 5, they lose to the Bills. Week 6, they lose to the Bucks. Week 7, they beat the Dolphins. Week 8, they beat the Eagles. Or no, week 8, they lose to the Eagles because Eagles, I think, come off their bye. Then the Steelers go into a bye, lose to the Saints, beat the Bengals, lose to the Cardinals. They'll beat the Ravens week 14, beat the Raiders week 16, lose to the Ravens week 17, lose to the Browns week 18. 7-10 for the Steelers. I think that's generous, honestly. Their defense should be able to carry them to some wins, but the quarterback, this play is going to be not that Big Ben was any good, but you know. Anyways, so AFC North, we have the Browns winning the division at 12-5, followed by the Bengals 11-6. Ravens are 10-6, so I messed up a game somewhere. And the Steelers are 7-10. And you know what? I didn't mess up a game. I just didn't do them, I don't think. So Ravens, we got them beating the Jets, beat the Dolphins, beat the Patriots. See, I keep confusing myself here. Beat the Jets week 1, beat the Dolphins, lose to the Patriots, lose to the Bills, beat the Bengals, beat the Giants, beat the Browns. They start off real hot. Beat the Buccaneers, beat the Saints. Go into the bye. Lose to the Panthers out the bye. Beat the Jags. Lose to the Broncos. Lose to the Steelers. Lose to the Browns. Beat the Falcons. Beat the Steelers. Lose to the Bengals. It's 10-7. That's going to be tough. But hey, that's just how the cookies crumble. Alrighty. Let's see. Now we go to the AFC West, the best division of football. Not even a question. We'll start with the Broncos, who I haven't even picked any official games for, and they're already 9-2. Russell Wilson is now the QB. I think I think they'll be good. I don't think they'll be the best team, but I think they'll be good. Let's take the week one. They're going to start real strong. Beat the Seahawks, beat the Texans, beat the Niners. 3 games in a row. I have them drop to the Raiders, drop to the Colts. They get humbled a little bit. Beat the Chargers week 6. Beat the Jets, beat the Jags. Another 3-game win streak. On a bye. Beat the Titans. You know what? Nah, they're not going to lose the Raiders twice. Beat the Raiders at home. But they go on a fucking nice streak here. They go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-game win streak. Lose to the Chiefs. Bounce back, beat the Cardinals. Lose to the Rams. Did I have them beat the Chargers? Yeah, I did. I think they're going to lose both to the Chiefs. Split with the Chargers. 11-6. Yeah, I think that's about right. Let's go to Raiders, 8-5. I think the Raiders will be good. New coach Daniels. That Daniels will be important to see how he kind of leads this team. The Las Vegas Raiders. Week 1, the Chargers are they're coming into the season on fire. Chargers are going to get that week 1 win. Then I'll have the Cardinals beat them week 2. So Raiders go 0-2, bounce back, beat the Titans. How you like this? They beat the Titans. They beat the I take that back because now I have them on a win streak. I can't have that. All right. Beat the Titans, beat the Broncos. Week 5, lose to the Chiefs. Week 6 bye. That's an early ass bye. Week 7, beat the Texans. Then they beat the Saints and the Jaguars. Big win over the Colts. Lose to the Broncos week 11. Beat Seattle. Lose to the Chargers twice. Lose to the Rams. Beat the Patriots. Lose to the Steelers. Lose to the Niners. Week 18, they beat the Chiefs. Huge game. 8-9. That's not exactly how I expected that to go. I think they'll be better than 8-9. Let me see. Well, let me finish this first and I'll go back. 8-9, 11-6. Let's go to the Chargers. So I think I'll end up finishing the Chiefs schedule for them. We got beat the Raiders, lose to the Chiefs. Lose to the Jags, so they go 1-2. Beat the Texans, beat the Browns, lose to the Broncos, beat the Seahawks. They'll split with the Chiefs. So they'll beat Seattle going to bye week 8. Come out of the bye, they'll beat the Falcons. They'll beat the 49ers. Lose to the Chiefs week 11. Then they're going to go on a 3-game win streak, beating the Cardinals, Raiders, and Dolphins. Week 15, they're going to lose to the Titans. Bounce back win against the Colts. Then they're going to lose to the Rams. Bounce back win against the Broncos to finish the season. Putting them at 12-5. Which puts the Chiefs also at 12-5, if I did this math correctly. So we got Chiefs winning their opener against the Cardinals, dropping week 2 against the Chargers. Then week 3, 4, and 5, they beat the Colts, Buccaneers, and the Raiders, lose to the Bills, lose to the 49ers. So go into the bye with 2-game losing streak. Ooh, Andy Reid off a bye. I didn't even consider that. Losing to the Titans, I don't see that. I'm going to switch that around. So we have Titans now 8-9. Yeah, Chiefs aren't going to lose out of a bye. Andy Reid, so I think he's only lost once or twice out of a bye. Then they beat the Jags week 10, week 11, lose to the Chargers. They split. Week 12, they beat the Rams. Week 13, they lose to the Bengals. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. They go on a 5-game winning streak. Beat the Broncos, Texans, Seahawks, Broncos again, Raiders. 13-4. I don't know. I think Mahomes is gonna have a bounce back year. Not to say he had a bad year, but he was a little disappointing, especially in the playoffs. They're still a powerhouse. I don't see that changing. So the best division in football. I don't see the Raiders going negative. I think they'll have a positive season. Let's look at them again. I feel like I had them win a lot of games here. Because I can't take any wins away from Arizona or San Francisco. They need those. Honestly, I don't think it matters because the way things go out, 10-17 doesn't make the playoffs. So, yeah. So let's go to playoffs. Wild card round. So, this thing will let me work. Oh no, what happened? God. If y'all watching this on YouTube or even the Spotify video, I just like refreshed everything by accident. We go wild card round. I don't know why it's not showing. Oh, here we go. Alrighty. So we have. Can I see? Let's take a look here. There we go. Combined. Well, no. Let's start with the AFC. 1 seed, we have the Bills at 14-3. 2 seed, we have the Chiefs 13-4. Browns 12-5 at the 3. Colts 12-5 at the 4. Chargers 12-5 at the 5. Wow. Bengals 11-6 at the 6, and Ravens 11. Excuse me. Broncos are the 7 seed. 11-6. Ravens 10-7 missed the playoffs. Raiders missed the playoffs. Titans missed the playoffs. Patriots missed the playoffs. So I think who was in that wasn't in last year? Raiders, Titans, and Patriots are out. In are the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Colts. Yes. Browns made it, I believe. So over to the NFC. I think it might be the same. Although I think Cardinals didn't make it. Anyways, we have the Tampa Bay Bucks at 12-5. I think this is appropriate because I think the AFC has more strong teams versus weak teams, where I think the NFC is more balanced. So we have the Buccaneers 12-5 with the 1, 12-5 Rams 2. Eagles get the 3rd seed at 11-6 over the Packers. I guess because we had that head-to-head, better conference record. So Packers go 11-6, the 4 seed. Then we have Cardinals at 10-7, Niners at 10-7, and the Cowboys making the 7th seed at 9-8. I'm almost positive this is exactly the teams that were in last year. That's pretty rare, I feel like, nowadays. So we'll see how well that comes out. But My NFC predictions are the exact same teams, just in different orders from last year. Kind of cool. Take a beverage by our sponsor, not sponsor, Golden Road. Alrighty. So going to the wild card. Let's see. ASR the AFC. Chargers and the Colts. That's going to be a fun game. That's tough. I think the Chargers regular season isn't super representative, and I think the Colts go into the playoffs with good spirits, but it's not enough. Matt Ryan's a really good quarterback, but I don't know if he'll take him over the edge. So I'll take Chargers, beat the Colts at home. Jesus. These are tough. Bengals and the Browns. This all depends on if Deshaun Watson plays. But I'm going to be honest. While I think the Browns have a very good roster, I also think the Texans had a good roster when Deshaun was on it. And he wasn't able to get – granted, he didn't have an offensive line. He only ever had a good running back like once or twice. And he had one really good receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. His defense was also good, though. But he never made it that deep in the playoffs. I think Joe Burrow, and the Bengals get a nice upset. You know, they were just in the Super Bowl for a reason. I mean, I know teams have missed the playoffs after making it to the Super Bowl, but they're a good team. Like, people are going to forget about that, but I think the Bengals are still a really good team. So we'll take this is exactly what happened. We had the away teams winning. And then Broncos and Chiefs. That is not the matchup I was expecting. Man, I really wanted to see Russell Wilson go deep in the playoffs with the Broncos. It's tough because that's like you had Tom go to Tampa, wins the Super Bowl. You have Stafford go to the Rams, win a Super Bowl. Chiefs lose in the wild card as a 2 seed to the Broncos. At home, at Arrowhead. That would be the trend, to go with a quarterback who switched teams. Damn. Nah. I gotta go with the Chiefs. That's tough. All right, NFC wildcard. Cardinals and the Packers. San Francisco at Philly. Dallas at the Rams. Start at the bottom. Rams are going to smack the Cowboys. I don't care. I'm not going to talk about that. I think the Eagles beat the 49ers. I don't think 49ers are weird. They have a really good defense when they're healthy. They have good skill. They have Debo. They have, some good players, a good line. Quarterback's a question. Yeah, I'll take the Birds. A little bit of Homer effect, but I'll take the Birds here. And then I'll take the Packers to beat the Cardinals. I don't think Kyler's got it in him. He's got to mature a little bit. That team's not ready. Even though they're loaded, very talented, they're not – I don't think they're ready to win playoff games yet. So, that was a lot easier than the AFC. Divisional round. Jeez. Chargers and the Chiefs, Bills and the Bengals. I know the Chargers got loaded up. Man, it's tough. It's tough. Well, I'm gonna take the Bills because I think they're my Super Bowl pick, honestly. So my thought process here, Chiefs have the pedigree. I think Chargers are a more talented team. Whether the Chargers put it together this year, though, is important because there's a lot of new faces, so they all need to gel. And we don't know if Tyreek Hill gone is going to impact KC. It's tough. I'll go. I really want to. I feel. I think the Chargers could do it, but I think we're going to see a AFC championship matchup of KC and Buffalo, 1 and 2 seed. So in the NFC, we're going to go with. Love my Birds, but I'm going to go with the Rams to beat the Eagles in the divisional. And then Green Bay, I think, is going to be good, but they're going to be hurting without Devontae Adams. And Tom, I low-key think Tom's going to retire again after this year, but go with the Bucks. So Bucks over Packers, Rams over the Eagles. And we have the conference championship games. AFC, Chiefs and the Bills. Like I said, it's going to be another phenomenal game, like that overtime game we had last year. I'm going to take the Bills. They're going to go this is going to be their year. They get to the Super Bowl. And good matchup here, Rams and Bucks. I think the Rams have more firepower. They're going to hold off Brady long enough, get in his face. They're going to make their way to their second Super Bowl. Because that's kind of been like, we've seen a lot of sports championships lately where teams are repeating to go to the big game, not necessarily winning, but they're in it again, which is kind of why I am leading towards the Bills to win the Super Bowl. So, yeah, Bills, got Buffalo Bills versus the LA Rams in the 2023 Super Bowl, and I got the Bills taking the chippy. I think it's the right time for them, right time for Josh Allen to get hot. And yeah, so overall, really impressive season. I think it's going to be, I can't wait for the NFL already. Like, it just needs to start already. Yeah, your Bills are the number one team, Bills, number 2 seed Rams in the East, NFC, excuse me, face it off. So should be exciting. Let's see the draft order. So we have the Jets picking number 1, Texans number 2, Lions at 3, Giants at 4. They've been picking at 4 for like 10 years now. Panthers at 5, Falcons at 6, Bears picking at 7, the Seahawks picking at 8, the Commanders picking at 9, and the Jacksonville Jaguars picking at 10. So that's your top 10. Kind of see the rest if you're watching it, but yeah. So that's a wrap on my predictions. Gazelle's, what did we call it? I already forget. Gazelle's guidance. Yes, coined by Tim himself. Yeah, I think the Bills are going to be really, really good. It's time. They've been slowly getting better year after year. This is, I don't want to say it's make or break, but this is like their moment. Kind of like when the Chiefs had their moment when they were getting better and better, and then Mahomes just broke out, had a phenomenal year. They went to Super Bowl 1. I think the Bills are going to have that kind of year, and they'll get it done. Our Birds, I had them going to the second. I had them winning the wild card and then losing the divisional. I think that's very realistic for them. I would love it if they won the champion, if they got to the championship game or they got to the Super Bowl, but they're also a very young team. So I think they got playoff experience last year. They got smacked by the Bucks. They'll win a round this year and then get humbled again. And then they'll get, hungry and want to get better. And then maybe next year, seeing what happens as the team continues to grow and get better and players develop. Maybe they can get to that Super Bowl aspirations. But that is a wrap on episode, is it 105 now? Maybe. We'll be doing our NFL player position rankings. So our top 10s for quarterback, receiver, running back, safety, corner, linebacker, edge, offensive line, defensive line, all that good stuff. So those will be coming up shortly. But until then, everybody enjoyed the NBA Finals, Stanley Cup Finals, and stay safe out there. Peace out.